In the beautiful countryside of Spain, at a bull training ranch known as Casa del Toro, the story of a special bull named Ferdinand begins. The ranch is home to many bulls, all of whom are bred and trained to fight in the bullfighting arena. Among them are 3 young calves, including the gentle Ferdinand. Ferdinand is different from the other calves. While they are eager to prove themselves in the ring, dreaming of being chosen to fight in the matador's arena, Ferdinand has a love for something entirely different: flowers. In particular, he's nurturing a rose he's planted in the field. The other calves don't understand Ferdinand. They mock him, especially the tough and competitive Valiente, who is eager to fight in the arena and thinks Ferdinand is weak for loving flowers. Valiente's friends, Guapo and Bones, join in on the teasing. Ferdinand, however, remains kind-hearted and focused on his beautiful rose, even when he's ridiculed by the other calves. One day, the older bulls at Casa del Toro, including Ferdinand's father, are chosen to fight in the arena. Ferdinand watches with a mix of excitement and sadness as the bulls prepare for the fight. His father is chosen, and the family shares an emotional farewell. While Ferdinand's father says goodbye lovingly, Valiente's father dismisses him coldly, which further fuels Valiente's bitterness. To add insult to injury, Valiente stomps on Ferdinand's precious rose, crushing it to the ground in an act of spite. When Ferdinand sees the truck that took his father return, but his father isn't with it, he begins to suspect something terrible has happened. His heart heavy with loss, Ferdinand runs away from the ranch. He escapes his captors, but soon finds himself lost in the vast wilderness, unsure of where to go. After wandering for some time, Ferdinand is discovered by a kind florist named Juan and his dog Paco. Juan and Paco take Ferdinand in, bringing him to their home in the small town. There, Ferdinand meets Juan's daughter, Nina, a sweet, flower-loving girl who immediately bonds with Ferdinand. Nina sees the goodness in Ferdinand and is enchanted by his gentle spirit, especially after she notices his love for flowers. Unlike the other calves at Casa del Toro, Ferdinand doesn't want to fight. Nina and Ferdinand form a special bond, and as Ferdinand grows older, he becomes like a beloved member of the family, although Paco is a little jealous of the attention Ferdinand receives. Years pass, and Ferdinand has grown into a massive bull, much larger than he was as a calf. But despite his size, Ferdinand remains as gentle and peaceful as ever. He sees Paco as a brother, although the dog remains too proud to admit it. When Nina and Juan prepare for the town's annual flower festival, they decide they can't bring Ferdinand because he's simply too big. Ferdinand, however, is determined to go, and on his own, he makes his way to the festival. In town, Ferdinand's presence causes a stir. People are terrified of the giant bull walking calmly through the streets. Nina spots him and is overjoyed to see her beloved Ferdinand. But things take a turn when Ferdinand gets stung by a bee on the butt. In pain and panic, Ferdinand runs through the town, causing chaos and making the people think he's attacking. He accidentally crashes into a china shop, creating a huge mess. Ferdinand tries to hide, but he sneezes loudly, revealing his location, and is quickly captured. Nina, devastated, watches helplessly as Ferdinand is taken away. Ferdinand is brought back to Casa del Toro, where he's reunited with the bulls he once knew as calves. There, he meets a quirky and talkative goat named Lupe, who is assigned to coach Ferdinand and help him become a fighter. She introduces him to the grown-up versions of the other bulls: Valiente, who is still as tough and aggressive as ever; Guapo, who's become more self-conscious; Angus, a Scottish bull who struggles to see through his thick, messy hair; and Makina, a quiet but tough bull who's rumored to have been genetically engineered. Despite the fact that Ferdinand has grown large, Valiente remains unfazed, believing that only fighters are worthy of respect. Ferdinand's gentle nature soon earns him some friends, including 3 mischievous hedgehogs: Una, Dos, and Cuatro. At first, the hedgehogs are scared of Ferdinand, but after seeing his kindness, they warm up to him. Ferdinand also encounters 3 snooty German horses: Hans, Greta, and Klaus, who mock the bulls for being dirty and unkempt. Despite the teasing, Ferdinand stays true to himself, refusing to let the negativity affect him. Things take a dramatic turn when the famous and cocky bullfighter El Primero visits the ranch. He's searching for the toughest bull to fight in his final match before retiring. Valiente is confident that he'll be chosen once he beats all the other bulls. The bulls are put into the arena to compete for the honor of being picked. Ferdinand, however, refuses to fight. Guapo is too nervous, Angus can't see, and Bones is too small. El Primero is frustrated by their performance and expresses his displeasure. Later, when Ferdinand and the others think they've been chosen, they realize Guapo is being taken to a slaughterhouse instead. Valiente coldly tells Ferdinand that if he doesn't fight, he'll only end up like Guapo, nothing but meat. Gradually, Ferdinand starts to earn the respect of the other bulls. He helps Angus by licking his hair back so he can see better, and he engages in a hilarious dance-off with the bulls and the horses, which ends with the horses getting shocked by the electric fence. But Valiente remains bitter and continues to taunt Ferdinand, calling him a coward. Eventually, Valiente picks a fight with Ferdinand, and during the altercation, one of Valiente's horns gets broken off. El Primero, impressed by Ferdinand's strength, chooses him for the fight. Valiente is sent to the slaughterhouse. Determined not to fight in the arena, Ferdinand plans a daring escape to return to Nina and the peaceful life he once had. He convinces Lupe to help him, knowing that she's never been loved the way he has by Nina. With help from the hedgehogs, Ferdinand and Lupe hatch a plan to sneak out of Casa del Toro. As they make their way through the ranch, Ferdinand passes a wall filled with mounted bull horns, including his father's. He realizes that the fate of all the bulls is the same, to either die in the ring or be sent to the slaughterhouse. Before they leave, Ferdinand makes the decision to rescue all the other bulls. He frees Valiente and Guapo from the slaughterhouse, and after a dramatic escape, they manage to hijack a rancher's truck and race toward freedom. The ranchers give chase, and the bulls create chaos in town, but they manage to make it to a train yard. Ferdinand stays behind to ensure everyone gets on the train safely, but he is caught and taken back to Casa del Toro. The news of Ferdinand's capture spreads quickly across Spain, and Juan and Paco see it on the television. They rush to find Nina and bring her to save Ferdinand. Meanwhile, Ferdinand is forced into the arena, where he faces El Primero in front of a massive crowd. Lupe, who has been brought along, tries to convince Ferdinand to fight for his life, but Ferdinand refuses. When El Primero attacks, Ferdinand accidentally knocks him into the wall. Enraged, El Primero tries to hurt Ferdinand with banderillas, but Ferdinand doesn't want to fight. As El Primero prepares to deliver the final blow, Ferdinand remembers the peaceful life he had with Nina and the flowers. He lets El Primero go, and just as the matador hesitates, the audience begins chanting for Ferdinand to be spared. Nina arrives in the arena with her father, and El Primero, seeing the love and respect Ferdinand has earned, decides to spare him. Ferdinand is reunited with Nina, and the other bulls, including Valiente, join them. Lupe is finally embraced by Nina, feeling loved for the first time in her life. Ferdinand and his friends head back to the farm, where they gather by Ferdinand's favorite tree and flower field, watching the sunset in peace.